people, it's Invisible Walls number 38. This is Marcus Beer, that's right. Shane is on vacation over the Christmas period. He's gone off to Lapland to visit the elves and stuff like that. But we have an excellent, if short, show today. All-star quality cast cobbled together of people who actually came into work this week. We have the producer of Game Trailers TV, the incredibly sexy Jeremy Hoffman.
Hello, hello.
Then we have Megan. Tell me your last name.
Rue.
Rue, because I mispronounced it 14 times. Megan is the executive Uber producer / coordinator for Game Trailers TV.
Also
and that's right, we have a lady on the show. And not only that, she's not shilling bringit.com like a couple of weeks ago. So I know how well that went down with you. We have the wonderful Brooks Huber.
Wonderful now, huh?
Wonderful. Hey, dude, you're here to
stepping
actually
up.
help with the show, so I'm impressed. And then Ryan Stevens, who is still recovering from the curious case of Benjamin Button.
Yeah, no on hummingbirds.
Hell yeah! All right, on with the show. Christmas is over. Everybody's had their presents. You're just hoping Santa's, come down your chimney and unloaded his sack all over you for this year. Now we're going to talk about 2009. Look, I got to get a bit of innuendo in. We're going to talk about 2009, but we're not going to talk about all the big games. The big games, everybody knows them right now. They're going to sell a bajillion. We're actually going to root for the lesser games, if you will, the ones that we think have the potential to be really cool. And everybody's brought a game to the table, not literally, of course, figuratively. Jeremy, you're up first. What is your pick for Underdog of the Year that you want to see succeed?
Well, it was actually my pick for Underdog of the Year in 2008, but I'm going to let it carry over. It's Prototype. Prototype obviously had some issues. It's no longer being published by Sierra because they got destroyed and got ate by the big giant Activision monster.
Blizzard.
Blizzard monster. And the game's looking great. Some stuff leaked a few weeks ago.
Leaked.
It's looking really good. Yeah, leaked.
Labeled
Quote,
CES, and they'll be showing us something at CES.
Yeah, so it should be good. We saw it last summer for GTTV. We went up to the developers and checked it out, and I'm really excited about it.
Well, the cool thing about this is that it was done by the guys up at Radical. Originally, it's still being done by Radical.
Yep.
I take it.
Canadians.
It was, God bless them. It was
great.
based on the Hulk Ultimate Destruction engine, which was obviously a couple of years ago, which was a great game, way better than the Hulk came out this year. Sega, you suck. But I remember actually seeing the prototype of Prototype when I was at Vivendi. And it was just such a cool thing. They had the whole Times Square thing going. You had the guys coming at you, and you run through the whole environmental thing where you'd adapt and you'd end up chopping people up in big explosions.
Yeah, the game has a lot of cool things going for it. I mean, there's the whole obvious, the cool morphing and the weapons and stuff, but I also like the kind of meta game, how it's kind of like Manhattan it's kind of like a risk board. Like,
Yeah.
if it's like the infected, neutral, or like the army. It's kind of cool, that kind of stuff. And the whole, what was the intrigue of
The
mystery?
Web of Intrigue videos, where
yeah.
the only way you can figure out what's going on with your character is based upon the memories that you suck from the people you kill.
Yeah, it still sounds cool on paper. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off.
It sounds like a game, though, where if you want, you could just go through and destroy everything.
That's
But
really
if you
appealing.
want, you could also get this great story. The big concern a couple months ago, there was rumors that Activision was going to tone down the violence. And
Throwing a rapper.
I think no, because
I think Eminem's Prototype.
Activision, isn't really known for a ton of M-rated games other than the Call of Duty series. So there was a rumor, and I talked to an insider on it, and he kind of laughed at me. He's like, "No, it's
So we'll still be able to
it's
surf
staying
on
violent."
bodies.
Surf on
Yeah,
bodies from
body
there.
surfing and just cutting people in half and blood all over the
Yeah,
place.
I definitely do not want another Spider-Man game.
Well,
No, and
that was
It's
actually
not gonna be-
was actually the other rumor, was that Prototype was going to be shit canned, and the engine was
Marvel
everything
Zombies.
was going to be
Right.
turned into
Yeah, there was a
the
big
new
rumor it was
Spider-Man
going to
game.
turn into Marvel Zombies, the Marvel Zombie universe, which that could still be really cool, but I still want Prototype.
Yeah, we want both. Now, don't you think Prototype and what's the other title? Was it
Infamous.
I mean, they look very similar. It's like somebody saw Prototype. It's like, oh, I'm going to lift all those ideas, or somebody left Radical. And not that we're saying that, of course. We're just.
I haven't really looked into it
conjecture.
just because I saw the game. I'm like, copycat. Because I remember seeing Prototype back in '07 and being like, this I want to follow. And then it looks like they took Force Unleashed and slapped it on Prototype. And I just kind of was like, oh.
Yeah, Infamous is. I
Infamous is
guess
all
it's
about
a little
electricity.
bit. Yeah, your powers a
Prototype's
little bit
more
different. Prototype, I know you could disguise yourself. You could, you could turn into the other side.
Yeah.
And you could become the army general and then have the army guys attack the mutants and all this crazy stuff. Infamous looks good. I haven't seen a ton of it, but it definitely. I think there are games they'll be fine together. I don't think they're too similar. And like I said, the thing that really excites me about Prototype is the story and that ability to find out how you became.
Well, and like we said in the show, you might absorb the memories of someone who was told something that wasn't the truth, but they believed it to be the truth. So then you're gonna have mistakes thrown in there, and you don't know what to believe of those memories.
It's like boxes inside riddles.
Yep.
All right, so Prototype is our first pick of Underdog hit of 2009.
Still no release date on it though.
It'll be done. I guess it'll be done whenever. I mean, Radical have never, to be fair to them, they've never hit a deadline yet. But they've done some good stuff. Like I said, Hulk was a great game.
Hulk was amazing.
Scarface was a great game, and it seems like they've actually pulled, obviously the best aspects of Hulk with regards to the absolute carnage where you'd run around, break shit up, and then this whole web of intrigue section where you've got perhaps even bits of Scarface in there, where you've got the different characters, you've got the different territories that that you can wander into and you can control. So I mean, it seems like they're taking best of some of their most recent titles. I'm excited. I thought it looked really cool the first time I saw it back in 2005. So and I'm going to hold that over you because I saw it first.
I'm just dying to get my hands on it. So
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I don't understand what I've become.
Okay, next game, Megan. What have you? What's your choice for the year?
Well, my choice is Prototype, but since we've pretty much run that to the ground, I guess I'll move on and say Batman Arkham Asylum.
I totally agree with you. I'm so jealous for this game.
it's another game that we got a first look at.
Shit. Jeez, hang on. We're going to pause here, people, because I'm actually going to see if Jeff Keighley is outside the office door controlling Jeremy by remote control of mind power.
I bring you on my show. You bring me on yours. We talk about shit.
Yeah, but you don't let me pimp invisible walls on your show.
Hey, you didn't try to.
Well, I was too busy trying to pimp my other.
Well, there you
so
go.
there you go.
It's not my
And a
fault.
fat lot of use it was, and the hits didn't go up. Anyway, sorry, Megan.
Yeah, let's talk
Batman.
about
No, it looks good and the style looks good and I just want to see more. I've read the articles, I've seen the screenshots to death, and then obviously I saw our trailer on the show. But I want to see what it feels like. I want to see what the control scheme is for the gameplay. I want to see how many buttons they're going to try and integrate into moving Batman around and using his gadgets and opening doors.
It looks like it's BioShock with Batman.
Yeah, the
And
art
it's
style.
awesome.
It's like a very dark, gritty Batman game, which is what we've needed. I mean, let's face it, the best Batman game that's come out so far has been Lego f***ing Batman.
Yeah.
This one on Super Nintendo wasn't bad.
I will disagree with you. I don't think there's been a really good Batman game. I mean, unless you want to go back all the way to the days of the Sinclair Spectrum, and there was a 3D isometric, cheesy version of Batman. Which
No
was
one that
funny.
listens to this show was born then.
Actually, they may not be born then, but they're certainly aware
They
of
can
the
find
hardware.
them in rubbish bins.
Actually, you can just
over
get
the
you
pond.
can just get an emulator and download it. But anyway, Batman Arkham Asylum. I love the concept.
Yeah.
I think we need more of these gritty superhero games. I'm so sick of seeing like
Spend it.
Spider-Man Web of Shadows
Yeah.
and the various Superman games. Everything's so bright and it's not comic booky anymore. It's ultra cartoony. So yeah, I'm down with you.
And they just announced that the voice actors from the animated series are going to be
yeah,
doing the
Mark
voices.
Hamill, right?
Yeah,
Mark Hamill.
which is going to be great.
Excellent.
And the villains, the two that they've shown, Joker and
Croc?
Killer Croc, look amazing.
Croc looks absolutely insane.
Croc looks, it's not what we've been used to, but it looks like he fits into that universe, and that's great. And Joker is that classic kind of Arkham Asylum Joker.
Are you getting excited over what you can only guess can be an amazing pre-order bonus?
Yeah, hopefully. That'd be great. I mean, I think the game right now is like, we just don't know enough about it. And,
My only worry is right now with Batman being Dark Knight being the second highest grossing film of all time and people being so into it, I was just wondering if they're going to rest on their laurels a little bit.
I think the advantage is that it's while it's Warner Brothers licensing it off, it's Eidos who are publishing it, isn't it?
There's a weird
Yeah.
publishing
But it's
thing
also,
going
it's
on.
not based on the movies, so they didn't feel the need to rush it out.
No.
Like, they could have, I mean, it's supposed to be out in, 6 months? So they could have rushed it out with the Batman.
But I think they can,
the
you
Dark
can
Knight
still ride this
Blu-ray
hype for a while.
Oh, definitely. But
Yeah.
I'm a little reserved. Comic book games in
But
general.
see, I'm more reserved about the fact that it's, constricted to this like building. I understand there's
I'm
the
fine
different.
with that. I mean,
Arkham Asylum's
Arkham Asylum's like a
huge.
great idea. It's a great concept.
Yeah, Batman has his Batcave in Arkham Asylum. He's got one in the basement.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'm
So
just
we're-
saying
we're
I'm
fine
worried
with
if
that.
it looks like a great game. I'm just worried that you're gonna start seeing the same, or you're gonna have to double back to get to new areas and do the whole to try and lengthen the game to
bring
cause
it in my
yourself-
nerd cred here.
Okay.
I believe Arkham Asylum is one of the biggest buildings in that area. It's
Lower
huge.
Gotham?
It is. I mean, it's a huge,
Well-
it's a huge
Huge,
converted
and there's-
stately home, but underneath you, because it's on, I think it's on the coast as well, and
Right.
underneath you've got all these caverns, and I'm sure that it's going to be a big game, and I don't think there's the grounds and stuff to go in there as well, because space it is high security, so there's going to be huge sprawling.
But that's
grounds.
that's what I want to see. I want to see and know that we are going to get through the entire island and not just be restricted to wing this and area
No,
that.
I think they've even said that there's going to be some doubling back.
Yeah.
Which when you get you get your new abilities that you're going to be able to double back and go to new areas. Which it's as long as it makes sense, I'm okay with.
As long as
Yeah.
it's not Prince of Persia, where you have to complete the level, then go all
And
the
then
way
go all
back
the
to
back
collect
to
green
get the-
balls. Have they announced the rating for this yet? How many people find it? Because I'm still hoping that they would go for an M-rated Batman game. That's what I want to see. I mean, yeah, we know he doesn't kill, but he beats the living out of people, and especially in some of the other graphic novels, there is an Arkham Asylum graphic novel which is very dark and involves, I think the Scarecrow and Joker and lots of hallucinogens, and that might also be, something. If Scarecrow's in the game, some mind-bending psychotropics, and all of a sudden Arkham Asylum becomes something totally different.
I don't think the game could be anything but an M rating, just from the trailer we showed. There's blood everywhere.
Good. I hope they don't tone it down. I hope Warner Brothers, don't foresight us to tone it down.
Who are you guys looking forward to for villains?
Well, we've got Joker, we've got Killer Croc, which we already know. I'm hoping
Penguin.
that...
I want to see Penguin. Just gonna throw that
Penguin.
out there. Yeah.
Poison Ivy in a thong.
No, Penguin's always. When
I hope
done
they have
correctly.
Bane in there. I hope they have, and I hope they have, the proper Bane, not the Batman and Robin Bane.
Right.
With
Big hulking
Yeah,
wrestler.
stay
Bane.
away from those.
Yeah, I
films.
want the 7-foot-tall, smart as a whip psychopath. I think was it Zaz should be in there.
More as like a mini boss than anything.
But yeah, I mean, again, there are so many characters. But yeah, I hope they don't go lame and just put like the Mad Hatter and like that.
Would you like to see Robin in the game?
Well, Mad Hatter's awesome. He's probably one of my favorite characters in the Batman universe.
Used correctly, I suppose, but I still got I'm still
Not for a
thinking-
video game, but
I'm still thinking about the '60s version where King Tut was another one that was pulled out.
Egghead.
The Egghead, yeah, we don't want to see that. I mean, Vincent Price, what were you thinking? But yeah, I think that there's enough characters, but I also hope they save enough back for DLC, because I think that's the thing with this game. It's got the potential to go to DLC, 2 great expansion packs, and then go to a phenomenal sequel where you open it up to all of Gotham. That's what I'd like to see myself. All right, that's the end of part 1 of this Invisible Walls show. We are actually going to come back next week with the rest of the regular crew when they're all back in the office, and we will continue our discussion on 2009 sneaky hits. Thank you very much for listening. Thanks to everybody who's jumped in. You will hear more from Brooks, Ryan, and myself next week, and whoever else is going to be around. Have a great New Year's. We will see you next week, and we're going to have a brand new Invisible Walls moving forward in 2009. Not next week, but in the next couple of weeks, you'll see changes coming through, new features, more regular features. On the Hook will be back, one-word reviews, lots of other good stuff. Anyway, as I said, on behalf of the team, have a really good New Year's, and we'll see you in 2009.